For those that I haven't had an opportunity to meet yet, my name is Kelly Whalen. I'm the Chief Development Officer here at Victory Programs, and I'm fairly new. So if I look unfamiliar to you, it means it's the first time we're meeting tonight, and I'm grateful to see you, and I'm grateful to meet you. If this is your first time visiting the Victory Connector, welcome. If this is your second or third time, as I've heard many how we're here in the beginning, welcome back. We're truly happy to see you and have you join us tonight. Before I introduce our amazing speakers this evening, I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge our sponsors who made tonight's event possible. Our Victory Leader sponsors, Eastern Bank, Point 32 Health. Victory Partner sponsor, Seaport by WS Development. Victory Advocate sponsors, Hub International, Tito's Handmade Vodka, Ware Security Consultants. Victory Supporter sponsors, Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, board members Craig Robbins, Jane Barrow, and Lynn Weisberg, City Mail, GLAD, and Massachusetts Organization for Addiction Recovery. Thank you very much for your kind support and your generosity to make tonight's event possible. It wouldn't be a night without delicious food and drinks. So again, a quick shout out to L. Simone Scott and Sasha Coleman for the delicious food. To our lovely servers joining us tonight, to Lauren Berard from Tito's Vodka for the amazing drinks. Thank you so much for also joining us tonight and making tonight such a wonderful time to be together. Next, it's my honor to celebrate the accomplishments and dedication of many individuals and organizations who provided early support and resources to establish what today is a thriving and essential part of the community here on Mass Ave, serving female and transgender and non-binary individuals at great risk for opioid overdose, infectious disease, and increased homelessness. This place where you are right here is so incredibly important to those that come here every day seeking safety, healing, new beginnings, and simply that warm hug and to be noticed. As most times, these are folks we pass by and remain unnoticed to many, many in the community. Here at the Connector, they are individuals and they're people and they're deserving of our love and compassion. Before I move on to our speakers, I do want to take and pause for a moment for a special opportunity. Victory Programs, and on behalf of Sarah Porter, our executive director who couldn't join us this evening, I want to acknowledge some generous supporters and some early funders, again, who made this place where we are this evening, the Connector, possible. Thank you, Shauna. This plaque, one day, very, very soon, will hang in a place which we will permanently be able to honor staff, partners, funders, organizations, and individuals who came together about 2 years ago, and I apologize, this is before my time, to make sure that this is a beacon of hope in the Mass Ave community. I'd like to take a moment for those that can't see it, but I do welcome you at some point this evening to come by and have a closer look. But to name off these special individuals, many of which who are here tonight in this room: Department of Public Health's Bureau of Substance Addiction Services, Helios Fund, Life Science Cares, Mass Housing, Center for Community Recovery Innovations, RISE Massachusetts, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, the project team that were behind the construction and renovation of this space, which was before administrative offices and meeting rooms, architect Michael Whitmore from Roundel 47 LLC, mechanical contractor Chris McGuire, All Climate Corporations, electricians Tim and Mark Picardi, Victory Programs Facilities Team. With us this evening, John O'Connor, Bob Fleury, John Glanglow, Oliver Harrison, and Ken Murphy. Thank you again for your tireless efforts. And our special program team that are here this evening: Naika Williams, Rich Baker, Meg von Lotznitzer, Melinda Giovingo, and Sarah Porter again. So that rounds up my portion of a welcome, which is a little bit more than a welcome. But again, thank you for welcoming me to the Victory Programs community. I can't wait to spend more time with all of you, but I really want to introduce our next speaker. Meg and Rich, would you please come up?
Hello, and thank you all for joining us for this unique look inside the Victory Connector. I say unique because we typically don't allow open consumption of substances, but tonight we're going to give it a pass. We want to take a quick moment to orient you to how we got here. The idea for this program grew out of outreach work with our mobile prevention team. We learned that beyond the transactional side of harm reduction services, this community was seeking more. They sought safety, a place to rest with dignity, and most importantly, they sought connection. Particularly, we heard of a major service gap for harm reduction service spaces that were accessible to women and trans folks in the community. Building off the success of our other prevention and drop-in programs, we knew what program we needed to build. The task was ours to figure out just how to meet that need amidst a global pandemic. Simple enough, right? After struggling to find a place to site the program, we took a hard look at the resources that we had and made the decision to gut the first floor of our former administrative office and make way for the program you're standing in today. Every inch of this space was specifically designed with complete care. Building on what we knew of the individuals most struggling to connect to services in the area, their input and what we know of change and the decisions that were made to allow and encourage connection, safety, and hope. I'm gonna share the mic with Meg.
Okay, so this space has welcomed a remarkable number of women, trans, and non-binary people since we first opened the door. While this is a heartbreaking testament to the volume of individuals needing assistance or struggling to connect, it also proved early on that many of the decisions that we made in designing were correct. People came in, people stopped by, people ate, used the restroom, got what they needed to survive. Some chatted, some watched TV, some asked for help, but most did not. Some shared tales of intense substance use, a disconnection from services, and a sense of isolation. Others said literally nothing. Ducking in, heads down, silent. But everyone came back the next day, the next week. We couldn't be more proud of how far this program has come, none of which would be possible without the tireless work of the team who facilitates relationship building and supported referrals to services that once felt unattainable to many. Most of the staff are here with us tonight. While our goal remains to increase stability, decrease tension, and offer better help, it also includes a place for those who are not yet ready for that step of any kind, to be safe, to be seen, and to be known. We will sit here with you and wait. We will bring all the granola bars you need, and we will hold out hope for you, with you, that someday life could look different.
Thank you, Meg and Rich. It's now my pleasure to introduce Brian Foran, Co-Director, Coordinated Response Team, Office of Michelle Lowe.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you to everyone for coming out and for everyone who helped put this together tonight. My name is Brian Foran, and I serve with the Coordinated Response Team with the Office of Mayor Michelle Lowe. In my role with the city, I have the privilege of getting to work alongside staff from Victory Programs and from the Connector on a regular basis. As a public health social worker myself, I'm constantly amazed and inspired by the combination of compassion, empathy, and fierce advocacy displayed by the Connector team. Whether it's collaborating together on client-level care, strategizing together on systems-level work, or providing testimony before the state legislature, I always know that the team here is going to do everything in their power to support their clients and to put them in the best possible position to succeed. On behalf of the mayor's office, I want to say congratulations on all you've accomplished to date and all you will accomplish moving forward. We cannot imagine this work, this neighborhood, or this community without Victory Programs and without the Connector. We simply can't thank you enough for the partnership and for all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. We appreciate you. It's now my pleasure to welcome Julie Burns, President and CEO of RISE Massachusetts.
Thank you so much. This is so nice to be here tonight. RISE Massachusetts Foundation, for those of you that don't know, is a statewide nonprofit funding all across the Commonwealth in prevention, treatment, harm reduction, recovery, and this is one of our best programs that we fund. Sarah called me a few years ago to tell me about this program, and as soon as she started to talk, I thought, okay, we're in. You don't need to do much of an application. We trust you. We know the work that you do. We know what you mean to the community, and you heard Meg and Rich talk about the services here, but I'm speaking to the choir a little bit. There are 46 million people in the United States who have substance use disorder, yet only 6% get treatment. And that is partly because of stigma, which we all know is a huge problem in the field, but it's also because many programs are unwelcoming by design. This program here is the exact opposite. Every step they have taken, from the design of the building, to the services that they offer, to the people who work here and all of the volunteers who participate, it's the complete opposite, and we need more of this in Massachusetts. So if there are any funders out there in the room who haven't, you can get your name on the plaque. I encourage you to learn more about the work that they do here at Victory. We are strong supporters. We've been funding them since I think 2020, and plan to continue the partnership into the future. And I just want to say it's been a privilege and an honor to work with the team here at Victory. So thank you.
Thank you again, Julie and team. It's now my pleasure to welcome Dr. Basolo Ajagutu, Commissioner of Public Health, City of Boston, Executive Director of the Boston Health Commission.
Thank you, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here this evening. I remember coming by right after the space opened, and just to see it this evening and to see how it's grown and thrived, it's just amazing, you know, and how you all have just made women feel welcomed and safe. It's just an amazing testament to the work of Victory Programs and of the Connector. And you know, so much work has happened in our city over the course of the last few years. I mean, so much has changed. If you look around this neighborhood, we don't have any encampments anymore. You know, we have 6 low threshold sites around the city where people living with substance use disorder can find a safe space, and they can rest, and they can decide how to move forward, they can get access to services. And then we also have day spaces, and we have places like the Connector here. So it's like, if you look across all these milestones, from the beginning, from starting Envision Hotel that's in JP to Willows at Woods Mullen, all of these steps, including the Connector, have been through a lot of the work here at Victory Programs. Just a key partner, an incredible collaborator with us in the city. And for many women, the Connector has truly been life-saving. You know, some of you may know I'm an HIV doctor and spent probably the first 20 years of my life treating women, primarily cisgender and transgender women, at risk and living with HIV. And when I think about the experiences of those women and how important places like this are, if you think about just the trauma, if you think about, you know, just the life that many of them live in their lived in daily experiences, the norms that they live, you think about places like the Connector and how places like this know how to make them feel welcome, make them feel stable, make them feel safe. They're familiar places, and they're just incredibly important and just an essential partnership. I also just want to say a few words about clearing the encampment, because I don't think that people recognize just how important Victory was in that process. If you go back to November of 2023 and you think about how many partners we had and how many people who worked to make that happen, well, Victory stepped up and stepped in and said, you know what, we're gonna open our space. We're gonna make this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're gonna have women stay here. We're gonna offer them services. We're gonna get to know them. We're gonna do the incredibly important work of making them feel stable, making them feel safe, making them feel like they have family. And that was just an incredibly important contribution. And I really feel like that's something that, you know, should be recognized and should be celebrated and really should be lauded about Victory Programs and the Connector. So thank you so much for your incredible support. Thank you for all that you've done. And we have a lot more work to do. So please continue to work with us, and we'll continue to collaborate to do this tough work around the city. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Basolo. I appreciate you. It's next my absolute pleasure to welcome Dee Calvert, Director of the Bureau of Substance Abuse and Addiction Services at the Massachusetts Department of Health. Thank you.
It's very hard to follow Julie and Basolo. Holy moly, and I have to read with borrowed glasses, so. And I'm tall. Sorry. Okay, so thank you so much for having me and giving me the chance to honor the work that's been done at the Victory Programs and the Connector especially. My name is Deirdre Calvert. I do go by Dee, and I'm the Director of the Bureau of Substance Addiction Services at the Mass Department of Public Health. I also want to say I am a very proud person in long-term recovery, and so this program means everything to women. So I'm not gonna cry, I'm a social worker. We get through this. All right, so, but it's important to state that, and we have to come out and make sure that people understand that we live in all different bodies and that we all have different experiences, but we're all together in this fight. So at BSAS, we have the distinct pleasure of supporting harm reduction, treatment, prevention, and recovery throughout the Commonwealth. That means that every day, I get the pleasure and the honor to work with frontline providers and programs that are meeting people who use drugs with compassion and dignified care that they deserve. Thank you to all the providers in the room, without whom none of this would be possible. Thank you also to Sarah Porter, and I know she can't be here, and her team, who are incredible partners in our work. And it's not easy work. And it's made all the more difficult by systems that perpetuate racism, that perpetuate discrimination against people who use drugs, and policies that encourage punitive responses to substance use, and the historic undervaluing and underfunding of the people in the programs that provide care and resources to this population. At BSAS, we are committed to improving the treatment of people who use drugs. We are expanding access to housing, overdose prevention resources, hopefully soon a prevention center, medication for opiate use disorder, safe supplies, often hand in hand with providers such as Victory programs. We are proud to support the work that the Victory Connector, a program that exemplifies meeting people where they are. The Victory program saw a dire need for care, figured out how they could bring it safely, and a healing to the community. They are adaptable, bold, and vital. So thank you again, thank you for your efforts, and thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you so much, you really appreciate it. Now it's also my sincere pleasure to welcome my colleague, Naika Williams, Program Director here at the Connector, to share a little bit more of an intimate look at the day-to-day work.
Thank you everyone for coming out today. I'm truly honored to have the opportunity to talk with all of you about the incredible work that Victory Connector has been doing over the past year and a half now. Victory Connector is not just a service provider, but we are in the business of changing lives every single day. Folks walk through these doors tired and beaten down by just trying to survive every single day. We welcome those who are broken, and we help them pick up those pieces. And we do so by treating everyone with dignity and the respect that they deserve. We understand that a supportive community is one that can heal and help a person to grow beyond their circumstances. We have built that community that helps individuals find a sense of purpose. The one key pillar I want to talk about of our work that we do here is the individualization of services. We understand that each person has unique needs, and we tailor our support to meet their needs. Whether it's providing a safe space to sleep, connecting a person to medical care, or helping them find housing, we go above and beyond to ensure that no one is left behind. Victory Connector is on the front lines, but we cannot do it without any of you. We are so grateful to have you all here today, choosing to support Victory's mission and make a difference in the lives of those people. We appreciate your dedication. Together, we can continue to change lives and bring back hope to those who need it most. Thank you.
Naika, thank you so much. We're about ready to close out the evening, but it wouldn't be complete without our President of the Board of Directors, Craig Robbins, to close things out tonight.
Wow, okay. Well, I want to just say thank you for letting me be one of the stewards of this great work that's done. And I'm a little shaken because I'm nervous anyway, but I just learned that an anonymous donor just said they would match up to $10,000. That would mean we're at $45,000, our goal is 50, right? So many of you are here, you've already given. Many of you have already given of your time, but you've heard the stories, a little bit of the work and how the Connector got started. I remember it where we had our board meetings. We've seen it evolve to a more important purpose, and you've heard the work of Victory programs. So I'm gonna ask, because that's my job, is to say, you know, our funders and our speakers and the people that have given already, we understand. But if there's an opportunity to take this amazing opportunity to double your gift, you can do that in so many ways. There are cards at the table that you can actually pick up and write up tonight. There's a QR code as well, if you want to do it electronically. And there's one right there. Always need a good backup. So, I just, you know, again, what an opportunity, and I hope we can take advantage of it here tonight. If not, maybe the next day in your own network. If you can't give, maybe you know somebody that doesn't know about Victory Program's work and the work that's done here at the Connector. But you know, what a great opportunity to take a little bit of money and double it up to $10,000 to make it 20. Putting us way beyond our dreams and making sure the services can continue. So to my fellow board members, to the amazing staff and leadership of the organization, Kelly and Shauna for putting this together. I thank you for being here and look forward to your generosity. The event is here till 7:30, so I thank you very much, and let's have some fun.